DSP tries it.
The following announcement has been paid for by the
Pay Me Tons account.
In that regard, you know, all the positive things I've done, yet there's still, if you go to my forums, I shit you not, you will see every time, Phil really needs to change. Phil's not doing this right. And it's like, how much do you want me to change? Do you really want me to just be a cookie cutter of everyone else out there? Because I could do that. I could literally stop putting out gameplay videos the way I do, okay? I won't stream everything like I do. I'll record most of my stuff offline. I'll edit it so there's all effects and stuff. I'll edit out the fails. I'll make it a highly stylized video with effects. I will do half-an-hour videos instead of 10 to 15-minute videos like I normally do. And I will upload 2 videos daily instead of the multiple videos that I do. It'll take me months to finish a single playthrough, right? I could easily be like them. But for me, the point is, I don't want to be like them. I want to be me, right? I want to do things the way that I find them enjoyable. I want to sit here and play games and share that with you on a daily basis. I don't want to become a highly stylized video editor. Regardless of the fact that maybe the viewers may be leaning towards that, and a lot of people are saying, well, I'm not going to watch Phil anymore. I'd rather go watch that highly stylized stuff. Fine. As long as I can be me, and I can make a living doing it, I don't care that I'm not super YouTube popular like I was 2-3 years ago when I was getting 50,000 views on the first 10 videos of every playthrough that I did. I don't need that. You can go watch other people who want to be like that. I want to be genuine and real with myself, and I want to enjoy games for the sake of enjoying them, not for making an entertainment product for a viewer who wants to see an over-budget, over-produced fucking playthrough. But for me, to go to my website and I see all negative shit when I thought that I was doing something right and all I see is negative, 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 yes, it eats away at you. It does. And I can understand someone who maybe has a popular YouTube channel and all of a sudden they get a sway of opinion against them, or God forbid, they speak out about something and it's against the common opinion, and now everyone says that they're wrong and fuck them, don't watch this person's content because they had this one opinion about something. If anything, for me, I don't understand how the internet has to be so polarized, right? That there's a right and a wrong. There's not. In the world, there's many, many shades of gray. And it's okay for you to disagree with something that someone says, especially if it's a very uncommon opinion, and still enjoy the stuff that they put out. If I say I don't like basketball, for whatever reason, I just don't like it, right? Does that mean that you can't continue to watch all of my other playthroughs? What does that affect anything? Nothing. But people literally make this an issue, and then they attack you with slander. They attack you with this. And I'm speaking firsthand, but I can only imagine who someone who is even bigger than me on YouTube, the shit that they must go through, right? PewDiePie said, fuck my comments, and disabled his comments completely on his videos. I'm sure for multiple reasons, but I'm sure that's one of them. When kids are coming to watch your content, and all you see is dicks and shit, and fuck PewDiePie, and fuck this, and fuck that. It's like, come on.
Many months later.
There's a change I'm going to propose to you right now that I haven't really discussed too much with most people, so let me explain. Earlier this year, much earlier this year, January, February of 2015, I said, I want to do something different in 2015. I want to continue to do the game playthroughs like I used to. Alright, I want to continue to do it the same way over and over and over. Alright. But I would also want to do something a little differently. I want to maybe do some montages, edited content, the kind of stuff that I never used to do, but now that I have a better computer, I actually paid for better editing software. I have Adobe Premiere Pro. That's what I use to make my reviews and stuff like that now. And if you've noticed over the course of this year, my God, the Hateful Truth reviews, the video quality of that has gone through the roof compared to what it used to be, right? I've got picture-in-picture now, actual gameplay for the whole review, 60 frames per second, overlays, everything looks great compared to what it used to be, that's for sure. I wish I had that. I wish I had that knowledge, know-how, and capability back in like 2009 when I was doing the Hateful Truth, because I think it would have exploded and been an incredibly popular series, which it ended up not being overall, okay? But anyway, I digress. I started doing that, but then I said I'm going to do montage, best and worst of the month, best and worst of certain games. And when I first started doing this, it was great. When I first started doing this, the overwhelming response was, this is great, something different, it's outside the box of what we're used to from Phil, and the views were great. And then I'd say, they got less and less and less, which is what happens when something becomes commonplace, okay? And ultimately what I think happened was this. Even though the quality of the videos was getting better, I was getting better with the video editor, I was getting better doing these fun segments, ultimately they were getting lost in the shuffle. Because as you know, on DSP Gaming, I upload a shitload of videos. Even on a slow day, I'm uploading maybe 4 to 5 to 6 videos. On a busy day, I'm uploading more than 12, maybe 20 videos, depending on what happened that day and how long I played. And I think what was happening was I was making these montages, but it was very hard for people to see them because I would try to feature them on the page or whatever, but after a day or two, that's it. They get lost in the shuffle of all the normal uploads. And so originally, oh wow, this is something new, everyone will watch it, but then after that, it gets, it's more commonplace, it's lost in the shuffle. Okay. So, unfortunately, I think that it was a successful experiment, but not for DSP Gaming, okay? I think that me taking the best and worst moments of playthroughs, the best and worst of the month of stuff that I do on DSP Gaming can work, but I don't think it could ever work on DSP Gaming because of the frequency of videos that I release and the fact that everything else gets lost in the shuffle, which is why some people have actually said, Phil, you need to move your Hateful Truth game reviews off of the King of Hate vlogs and bring them to DSP Gaming because that's where people want to see them, on the gameplay channel. To which I said, no, because I know what would happen. They would get lost in the shuffle. That's exactly what happened when I used to do that. I had them on DSP Gaming, and I remember this one year, I was putting tons of work, it was like 2012, I think, put tons of work into reviews, and they were getting like 3,000 views. And people were like, I didn't know he released that review, and that's it. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gents, in addition to that, I agree that right now, my content is fragmented because you've got raw gameplay on DSP Gaming, but you've also got some updates on DSP Gaming, but you've also got montages on DSP Gaming. On the King of Hate vlogs, you've got series that are vlogging style series, like me talking, but you've also got game reviews, but you've also got other stuff. So still, even though I've got 2 separate channels, the content is still fragmented, and it doesn't make logical sense. I said earlier, right? I said earlier that one of the major things that people have told me of feedback is a lot of people on the internet don't want to see these long, undigested, unedited, raw playthroughs anymore. They want to see the best and worst. They want to see a highly stylized, short version of your game playthrough, which I can do, but I'm not going to do it and put it on DSP Gaming and have no one watch it. And that's ultimately what happened this year. A lot of people have said, Phil, what happened to the best and worst of the month montages? Well, it's very simple. I would spend 2 separate streaming sessions, so we're talking anywhere from 4 to 7 hours of time, getting videos together, editing them together, doing fun overlays, and then I would release the video to get 5,000 views. And it's like, that's ridiculous. That's hours and hours of work to make a couple bucks. Versus if it was getting, say, what it had earlier this year when I started with them, and it was getting 30, 40,000 views, then it's worth it. But it's not going to get that on DSP Gaming because of the nature of the channel, the exposure of the channel, it's not going to get that. So, what I think I want to do, all right, what I honestly think that I want to do is this. I think that what I want to try to do in 2016, and this is actually going to be less dependent on me and more dependent on Machinima working with me, is I want to make a new channel. This is going to be basically the new age DSP channel, the one that's more catered towards what new YouTube viewers or current YouTube viewers are used to digesting. All right? This channel will house gameplay, but it will have all edited footage. So my Hateful Truth game reviews will be on there. The best and worst of the month montages will be on there. If there's a game that I feel I want to do like best and worst of just the playthrough, that will be on there. In addition to that, there will actually be videos where maybe if there's something going on in gaming and I feel like I want to make a video about it, but it's not necessarily like it's not like a group of stores. There's one really interesting thing that happened. I want to talk about it. I would talk about it on that channel. Not that I try to put it into DSP Gaming and it gets lost in the shuffle of gameplay, okay? And I think ultimately by doing that, by separating the edited content and then putting it on the channel, a few things are going to happen. Number one, DSP Gaming is going to be raw gameplay, and then people are going to know this is where I go for Phil's playthroughs. If I want to see the edited version, I'll wait a few days to a few weeks till he gets the chance to edit it. But if you want to see it raw and live as it's released, you got to watch it on DSP Gaming. Ultimately, I think what's going to happen is there are going to be people who are going to stay subbed to DSP Gaming. You may get more people who sub to DSP Gaming just for that, and people who are going to unsub, and that's fine. But I think what's going to happen is people are going to say, well, I never subbed to DSP Gaming before. I never became a subscriber because I hate the fact that there's so many videos that are released on a daily basis. There's no way I can keep up with it. Oh, but there's this channel over here where Phil uploads maybe 2-3 videos a week. They're edited videos, there's reviews, it's fun stuff, and I can keep track with that because it's one video every couple of days, and it doesn't fill up my YouTube feed, and it doesn't flood. So all the things people have told me over the years, right? All the feedback I've gotten, too many videos floods my YouTube feed, I don't want to sub because of it. Raw gameplay that's not edited, it's boring parts, I don't want to watch that. All of that will be adhered to, listened to, and directly responded to on this new channel. So there will be 3 channels now. We'll still have, okay, the channel of the King of Hate Vlogs. That's going to still be the Weekend Preview, Ask the King, DSP Tries It, any vlogs that I do with trips and stuff like that. Those are going to go on that channel. DSP Gaming will be for the raw gameplay, okay? And then, whoa, I just whacked my mic. And then this new channel will be for all the edited stuff, all right? All the edited content and or anything else that's more of a mainstream video that's more catered towards what the common YouTuber does today or what the common YouTube viewer wants to see on a gameplay channel versus just a ton of videos slammed together, okay? So, trying to reposition this now because I whacked it pretty good and now it will not stay, it's not staying steady. What a pain in my ass. So, that's my idea. Now, unfortunately, I hate to say this, the thing that really hinges this whole deal on working is getting Machinima to buy in. And what I mean by that is this, okay? Right now, my DSP Gaming channel is a managed partnership with Machinima, which means it protects me from content ID matches, from copyright issues and stuff like that. I can play Nintendo games on DSP Gaming because I'm in a managed partnership with Machinima, all right? If I make a new channel and I'm doing the best and worst of the month, and I'm doing these montages, and all I'm getting is constant content ID flags, then the channel's worthless, because I can't make any money off of it, therefore, what's the point of me even doing it, right? So what I need to do, if this actually is going to work, I need Machinima to buy in and say, we will back this channel as well, and make that channel a managed partnership as well. Because if they won't, then it can't work. I basically need to campaign with Machinima and say, I have this new channel I'm going to do. It's going to be all more mainstream stuff because I want to diversify that and separate it from the raw stuff on DSP Gaming. But it has to be a managed partnership or it will not work. All right? So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to work. I have to talk with them. And I'll be honest, I was actually in the very early stages of talking with Machinima about this when this false copyright strike hit me last week, and that's basically just took over. And then every day it was just me talking to Machinima about, geez, you know, here we go, false copyright, need to get it cleared up, need to do this, need to do that. And it was just all about that. And now finally the false copyright strike was cleared up, and now it's kind of like, oh, business as usual. But now I need to start talking to them about it again. Because if I could do that, I think it would be awesome, all right? Now, the question would be, how do I brand, okay? How do I brand this channel? Because right now, the stigma of DSP, the King of Hate, everywhere you go on YouTube, right? You hear those things, and you hear negative, 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 negative because of all the idiots who have made these fucking videos about me for their own personal benefit and jollies over the past 3 years. So maybe, just maybe, it could be rebranded somehow, right? I don't know what it could be, some creative idea, some creative name or something that we could come up with to make it appeal more to the mainstream, right? It's not just about DSP anymore, but maybe it's something about gaming and you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I really haven't had time because I was starting to brainstorm and work on this, and didn't work. It just, because of what happened with the copyright strike and all the stress this week, didn't work, okay? Excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of the idea moving forward. Limited streaming, all right? Way cutting back on the streaming. I will still stream for bigger games, special events, launches, but it's certainly not going to be as much as I used to do. And hopefully in 2016, making a new channel for edited content, for game reviews, for all that stuff, where there's only going to be a couple videos a week. It's not going to flood people's inboxes, but it's going to be more mainstream, what the mainstream YouTube viewer wants to digest. And I think that if it takes off, it could definitely work. If it takes off. But that's going to be the buy-in. The buy-in is going to be all of you who've been asking for that stuff are going to go watch the videos, and you're going to spread the word and say, hey, Phil is now changing. Here's a channel that's completely different from what you're used to seeing. And by the way, it's not on his DSP gaming channel that's inundated with 100 videos a day. So if you sub to it, you're going to see this fun stuff that you've asked for, but you're also not going to get your inbox destroyed with new videos on a daily basis. So, we'll see.
瞬きする間に決めてやる